to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light. Yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
McCART IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlasting with Billy Nelson. Again, Billy, I just spoke to you yesterday, and you sort of like, you weren't really excited about the Ben Eubank fight going ahead because you think it's a mismatch in favour of Chris Eubank Jr. But obviously, breaking news this morning, I'm sure you've heard, Conor Ben, one of his bladder testing samples have came back with adverse results. So just want to get your thoughts on that. And yeah, just what was your initial reaction?
I was shocked, the same as everybody else, you know what I mean? But I think the board have got to make a stance. If you fail a drugs test, you can't fight, can you? I mean, you just, it can't happen.
Obviously, with Eddie Hearn, I've seen Eddie Hearn's interview with Coogan, and he said that the VADA was the board are governed by the UCAD, and all of UCAD's tests with Conor Ben have come back negative. So, with that respect, Conor and Eddie says that he's done nothing wrong. He's not suspended by the board.
No yet.
No yet. Do you think he will?
I don't know. Bottom line is there was something in his system, so you shouldn't be allowed to fight. As Scal Frampton says, you know, take away all the bans and that. If people get caught with taking drugs, it's not a game of chess we're playing here. It's the fighting game, and people get hurt. And if you try gain an advantage, whether he did do it or not, I'm not just talking about Conor, but people in general should be banned for life.
I know it's a difficult one in terms of, I've seen the list. Obviously, you know yourself being a thing. You've seen the list when it comes to VADA of all these banned substances. There's so many of them, and it's you.
But you've got a responsibility as a professional athlete to check these lists. That's what you're advised to do. People neglect that, take things, get caught, blame everybody. You know, I'm not saying this is the case with Conor, far from it, but this is what happens. I mean, I remember a case where a guy ordered something online, and it came to him. He was taking it, and he done a test. Not somebody down south, and it get banned. And the guy never had a clue. You know, he just bought something unknowingly, had something in it that was banned for UCAD or whatever it's called.
I know, but where do you stand on it? Do you think that the fight should be cancelled? And
well, if he's got a second positive result, then I don't think anybody can expect the fight to go ahead. Can you? Can you really? I wouldn't think so. And you know, the British Boxing Board of Control. VADA, you said it's VADA. The VADA test.
VADA tests have come back positive.
They're the people that come to your house at 6 a.m, and if you're not there within 2 hours, you get a negative result.
Positive result, yeah.
That's those people in it. Well, what's the point in that? What's the point in sending it to people's houses if you don't take heed of the results? It's an unnecessary expense to the British Boxing Board of Control. Or whoever pays them, if you're not going to take heed of, what's the point in sending them in the first instance if you're not going to take heed of the results?
But the board have come out and said that they're not going to sanction the fight. I believe in one of the statements that they've came out with that they're not.
Well, I think the statement was very carefully worded. So they've not actually said that as yet, not categorically that it's not on. Because I'm from what I'm reading, the promoters and the fighters will still want the fight to go ahead, and the respective lawyers are in dialogue with the board.
Can you see about a fight of this magnitude, and with obviously, you mentioned there, lawyers are involved and stuff like that. Can you see a way of this fight still going ahead?
Well, I don't know if I'd be super keen if I was Chris Eubank's coach for the fight to go ahead if your opponent allegedly had a negative result?
Positive result, yeah.
Positive result. Apologies.
Well, again, we've already seen what Chris Eubank Senior's. He didn't want the fight to go ahead with his son dropping them £3, but he's definitely not going to want the fight to go ahead now. Do you believe?
Well, you would think so, but I think there's issues there as well. But I don't know. Listen, I don't think if I was a manager, a boy that had a failed drugs test so close to the fight, we wouldn't be fighting. I don't think.
I can't remember what the name of the substance is called. But it's you know what it's like. The names of these things are difficult to pronounce, let alone remember.
It's a fertility drug or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah,
it enhances testosterone, makes you stronger.
Mm.
But you need to be in a continual cycle, I think, for a wee while. So that's if it is that stuff.
Yeah, like
I know very little about performance enhancing drugs, but I know I've heard of that one, and I've looked it up.
Well, that's a difficult situation, and do you know what I mean?
Very. It's super. I mean, it's a sore one for both boxers. I mean, nobody's saying that Connor's guilty, far from it.
Mm-hmm.
But the person I feel sorry for is Eubank, because he's done nothing wrong apart from basically starve himself, and he would have had to do that the last few days to get that news. But he still. But there it shows you, as his father keeps saying, the warrior mentality in them. He still wants to fight.
That's what I was going to say. Him and Connor still want to fight.
That's a positive. That's a positive that the boxers want to fight, but that could quite easily get took out of their hands with the British Boxing Board of Control, and I think it will.
Even I mean, Carlos Sauerland, I seen in his interview as well.
It doesn't matter what Carlos Sauerland says. It doesn't matter what Eddie Hearn says. The board have got rules and regulations for all boxers. Now, here's a question: if it happened to well, you don't really get tested in a Celtic title, but say it happened in a British title level or English title level, if you get tested, would that boxer fight?
I probably don't think so, no.
So can we move the goalposts? Should we move the goalposts?
I don't think so.
End the subject. Oh, it's not one rule for one and one rule for another. Yeah, the most consistent thing in boxing is the inconsistencies. So let's start being consistent.
Yeah, but can I play devil's advocate? Like you said, like drug testing should be banned. If you're done with drugs, banned, because obviously, like you said, it's not a game of chess. People do get hurt. But
definitely. You
mentioned yourself, like there has been substances that fighters have never heard of that they can innocently take without even knowing, whether it be in a protein shake, whether it be in like an energy drink or whatever they're taking within their camp, just to give them that. Do you know what I mean? What normal people would take for the athletes, but there can be these little traces, amounts of this, whatever it may be, in these protein shakes, in this whatever it may be. So,
but what was it? Just a trace of this stuff that was found, or was it
a trace amount? They're saying it's a trace amount. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I really don't know the actual the thing that the thing that was in the test that made it a negative or a positive drugs test. But for what I'm reading about the substances, is you need to take it for a wee while, and it comes out your system gradually. No, it has to be done over a period of time.
Mm-hmm. Again, like I'm like you, but I'm not too clued up on it as well, because as you can tell by my little fat body, I don't take any substances. So, but like I said, it's a difficult situation, and I feel for both boxers in this one, because I seen that Ben's came out and said as well that he done an interview with Chris Lloyd saying that he wants to get to the bottom of this because he's a clean athlete, he done nothing wrong. So,
well, see the person who ordered the product online. He's super clean, super clean. And so I'm not saying this is the case, but it could be a very similar case that maybe Connor's bought something that's got a traces of that stuff in it, and unknowingly. But again, I'll revert back to the professional boxers. All you've got to do is go to your doctor or phone the UKAD and ask them, "This is the product I've purchased. Can you tell me if this is in the ban? Any of the ingredients in this is on the ban list?" That's what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're advised to do.
No.
But like I say, Andy, it's everybody. I'd imagine 95% of boxers when they go out and buy protein or go out and buy supplements, don't check it, because they're presuming that everyone's okay, and there's a very, very small percentage that won't be okay.
Like I said,
and look what's potentially happened. I mean, I hope his B sample's negative. You know what I mean? And the fight can go ahead, because it's brought a horrible cloud upon the fight, hasn't it? And people are looking forward to it.
Well, that's it. I think the B sample won't come through until well after Saturday anyway. So,
Well, why does it take so long for that?
Your guess is as good as mine, Billy.
Well, it was very similar with Dylan White, wasn't it? It was weeks after it.
Against when the Oscar Rivas fight, yeah. That fight went ahead.
I know.
So there you go.
But there was a hell of a kick up about it, wasn't there? And I don't know if it's
it was a good few years ago now, wasn't it? 2019.
It was about 5 years ago. I don't know if there's lessons learned for that escapade with the British Boxing Board of Control, and I don't know. You know,
it's a difficult situation. Like I say, I feel for both fighters in this one, even undercard fighters as well, because if that fight isn't on, I believe that the whole show will get cancelled. So I feel for the fighters on the undercard as well. But it is a difficult situation.
Well, they could still go ahead. I mean, it's a decent undercard. They still go ahead with it, just drop it as a pay-per-view. But it's the pay in public. I've got a friend that's got 10 tickets for Glasgow that's gone down. He's like, what do I want to go down and watch that for if it's no Ben Eubank? And you can see that. You can see it for that point of view. That's a big expense. They've went through buying 10 tickets, hotels, flights or train, whatever you're going down. And then, your food and drink for the 2 days or 3.
Yeah, definitely.
Depends how drunk you get in the Saturday.
Well, I'm not much of a drinker, so I won't be getting it.
I don't drink at all.
Well, there you go.
No.
Well, Billy, as always, man, I do appreciate your time. I thought I'd get your thoughts on it as well, since you're very opinionated and you don't sugarcoat.
No, I'm not opinionated. If you ask me a question, I'll give you what I think. But I hope the fight goes ahead. I hope the fight goes ahead for the fans, as long as people know other things other than what we read.
Yeah.
So as long as the right decision is made for the good of the sport, that's the most important thing, isn't it?
Definitely. I agree, Billy. I agree. Well, as always, thank you so much, mate. I appreciate your time, as always. I know that I'll probably speak to you in a couple of days.
No problem. Couple hours.
Couple hours, maybe, Billy. Aye, listen, have a good day, mate. I'll speak to you soon, bud.
All the best, mate.
Billy.
Take care.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.